Cavaliers arena. A capacity of just under 15,000, and they showed out tonight on opening night in college basketball. Ryder wins the tip, and we are underway. Tykeira Carter, Kevin DiDomenico with you here in Charlottesville. Ryder from the MAC. Virginia from the ACC. This is Flash Burton around a screen. Pull up Jay. No, on the hop, it's Malik Thomas.
And you see on that first possession haul, he was pushing up on Flash Burton, something that the Hoos worked on in great detail today at shoot-around.
Coach Odom said, this fan base knows good defense. They will praise that. There's a triple. Not there. And headed the other direction. Ryder was picked to finish 10th in the MAC. Coming off a 9-11 season in conference, the preseason third team All-MAC player, Zion Cruz, headlines things for the Bronx. Diallo. Handoff Cruz with 7. Pull up Jay. Zion Cruz is strong. Thomas out and running. Malik Thomas, a pure scorer. Can't find it. No call.
I mean, what a hard take to the basket, though, by Thomas. He was able to push the pressure in transition, wasn't able to get it to fall. And on the other end of the floor, a missed layup down low.
Shaking off some rust early to open the college basketball season. And a whistle goes against Zion Cruz, his first, the senior from Trenton, New Jersey. One of the few guys on this Ryder team that knows the program.
Well, he scored in double figures 16 times last season, was named to the All-MAC third team.
Yeah, he's the go-to guy for Ryder. Coach Baggett said, we need a bucket. We're going to go to Zion Cruz just about every time.
And with the fact that Ryder is in a zone right now, you see Lewis is the one who is able to attack the gap on the left-hand side of the floor and gets UVA on the boards first in this game. And now we have an opportunity to see this full court pressure by the Hoops.
It's one of the 7 transfers. Sam Lewis, he's in from Toledo. Other end, Burton hands off Diallo. Loose ball picked up by the Cavs. In transition, whistle and a foul against McCabe. That was Sam Lewis going up. He'll have 2 at the line.
Coach Odom described Sam Lewis as a physical wing. You can see that the activity on defense helps UVA get out and jumpstart that offense. And what a take to the basket. He was trying to slam that one home. And you gotta love a guy who is willing to go for it.
Yeah, would have been in front of the band, and this crowd would have lost it. All right, Sam Lewis, second team All-MAC at Toledo. He led the MAC in three-point shooting percentage. 44.4% time.
And he started in all 33 games last year for Toledo. His career high is 23 points. He was able to do that twice, and you see it in the film, a pure knockdown shooter.
I remember he played at Simeon Academy on the south side of Chicago. Same school as Derrick Rose. They get the offensive board. Hall thought, didn't. He'll have another chance here. Back down low to De Ridder. Gotta get it off. Tess, hands off. Oh, a denial. Underneath by Cole McCabe. Headed the other way.
Ryder has been extremely active in this zone defense. You see them doubling down on the post when De Ridder caught the ball. And then the rotation on the backside was beautiful, the way that McCabe was able to go up and get the block shot.
Full court pressure. There it is. Cruz grabs and breaks. Antoine Wilson. Flash Burton has emerged as a leader of this Ryder group with 9. Pull up Jay. Flash has 2.
And what a bucket by Flash. Just a sophomore, but you can see the confidence within him where he was able to clear out the floor and go for it.
De Ridder pushing, will shoot. But you already see that pace is completely different from years past.
Well, yeah, after a made basket, UVA is looking to push the ball up the floor. It's not too much walking the basketball up by any means, and that's the emphasis that Ryan Odom is trying to run for his team.
Odom in his first season at the helm of Virginia from VCU. Thijs De Ridder misses the front end. UVA has missed a ton of free throws. Let's take a look at Thijs De Ridder.
Well, Thijs, 6'9" freshman from Belgium. He's been able to fill it up when he was overseas. Belgium Rookie of the Year, Sixth Man of the Year, and Big Man of the Year in 2023. And they call him the Tank, and we see why. He's able to get his own rebound off the miss.
Thijs De Ridder, you called it. Spinning inside and scoring. Yeah, he's a 22-year-old freshman, and that's the age of college basketball we're in. Flash Burton, who scored the first bucket for Ryder, can't score the second, pulled in by Grunloh. Hall transition. Trey is down.
You gotta love it. Called his own number as a point guard. Now, Hall is known for getting the offense going. He's an assist guy, but that time he was feeling very confident at the top of the key for the pull-up.
Remember, was on that Sweet 16 team with BYU just a year ago. Brings experience, as does many on this UVA team. Ton of newcomers, 12 of them for the Hoos. Wilson in trouble on offense. Oh, what a bucket up and under.
That's way to stick with it if you're Wilson, where he was able to establish his pivot foot and keep it going.
Oh, it's Grunloh on the slam underneath. The new brand is out early for UVA.
And you gotta love it. The 7-footer running the floor with authority and having his hands ready to catch and go straight up with it for the slam.
12 points in the exhibition against Villanova. Player to watch for Virginia. We're under 16 minutes. Ryder controlling down 5. Flash Burton confident. He is denied by Thijs De Ridder. And this is headed the other way. Already showing the length. Thijs De Ridder. The Hoos on through. With the lead in the season opener. Ryder misses on the other end. Lewis pushing. Reset with Chance Mallerie. A new crew in here with Jakari White. Back to Mallerie.
And the ball movement so far for UVA, I think, has been one of the most fascinating things. Almost everyone has gotten a touch each time down the floor.
De Ridder, the Tank scores.
What about the footwork on the inside? Back to the basket big, took his time, was patient, and was able to use his spin move and soft touch around the basket to drop the layup in.
They're going to get Chance Mallerie on the whistle there.
And that's what comes along with pressing up, right? It's a little bit of give or take when you look at it, but the freshman from Charlottesville, Virginia, you'll take it in knowing that he's playing the right way, trying to be aggressive on the defense.
Went to high school just less than a mile away from John Paul Jones Arena. Kepejinskas gets it over to McCabe. Ryder with 13. Zion Cruz. Pull-up jumper is no good. What an offensive board, keeping it alive for the Bronx. That's Shamani Fuller down there, and then it's Kepejinskas drawing the foul.
And if you're UVA, they have to have the assertiveness, right? You can't always out-jump your opponent. Something that they worked on with great detail and shoot around earlier was putting a body on somebody. You got to box out the man first and then go and pursue the basketball. And that's how Ryder was able to get an O-board just now. McCabe,
one of the few returners on this Ryder team, gets it to Fuller. First season with the program, handoff Wilson, has a step, denied underneath. Onienso says, not in my house.
And the timing on that block was impeccable. The big guy stayed low, then rose up high to send that one out of bounds. And another look at that big-time block.
Was at Kentucky for a couple of years. Last stop was Kansas State. His third spot for his final year. Triple right side, that's no good. Pulled in by Hugo. Underneath, De Ridder, who's been the star early. Dishes, they work to White. Triple right side, not there. Offensive board. White, one of the best three-point shooters that this team got. Oh, Hugo says, why not? That's not there. And the whistle's going to be against Ryder. How about that? That is 5'10" Chance Mallerie.
I was going to say, and who got to the ball first in the last two possessions? Mallerie. He's able to rise up at just 5'10", the smallest guy out there on the floor, able to get not one, but two offensive rebounds to save it for his squad.
Coach, we asked Coach Odom, is he really 5'10"? He smiled, he looked at us and said, yeah, he is.
I mean, I think one of my favorite things that he complimented Mallerie on, he said he's the best nail guy that he's ever coached, and that says a lot about a young man who hasn't even played a full game under him yet.
Jakari White's going to be shooting three from the stripe. He was fouled on the wing, and that was team foul number 5 on Ryder. They get Davis Bynum there.
And you know, if you're Ryder, that doesn't necessarily happen if they finish the possession with a rebound, and that is a place in where they haven't found success in this game.
14th year for Kevin Baggett, two-time MAC Coach of the Year. Stops at JMU, Howard, UMBC, and joined the staff at Ryder as an assistant back in 06. First one's good. It's the first free throw made by Virginia. They're 1 for 5. Jakari White goes 2 for 2 so far. Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, the ACC Huddle crew will be here in Charlottesville to get you ready for another full day of football with a 2-hour pregame show. They'll have game previews along with expert analysis and featured stories, all here on the ACC Network and the all-new ESPN app. White 3 for 3. It's a 10-point lead early for Virginia. Ty, what's been the difference?
I would say the difference has been the offensive rebounding thus far. Second chance opportunities for UVA have helped them build this lead that they have here in the first half. Look at the intensity by Coach Ryan Odom on the sideline. He's telling his guys, keep getting up.
It's a whistle. It's against, I think they got Gertrude, who's fresh into the game, Elijah Gertrude. Well, remember, he's been a head coach a few times before and had that success at VCU. Most recently, Utah State for a couple of years before that. UMBC knocked off UVA in that infamous game in Charlottesville. Infamous for Cavalier fans back in 2018 in the first round of the NCAA tournament. That's Burton. Short corner and one for Flash Burton.
I mean, and that's a tough shot for him to knock down. You never want to foul a jump shooter. And for Flash Burton, he comes off the dribble, the handoff. He's able to go back over the screen, rise up, kept his follow through, and one, count the bucket. Now he comes up a little gimpy here. We'll see if he can complete the three-point play.
He's having a word with Bill Covington. He'll shoot it. Flash Burton, 20 points in the exhibition against Rowan. Coach Baggett called him a gamer.
And as a rookie just last year, he scored in double figures 13 times. And you can see the sophomore from Philly, his confidence continues to rise.
Yeah, they're going to lean on him a lot this year. Score cut in half now. Ryder down 7. How shifty is Chance Mallerie, huh?
Oh, yeah, he's got a tight handle. He's looking to get you out of your boots when he's dribbling that rock.
Onienso for 2.
I love the play by Onienso and the way that he's able to use his body to shield off his defender. And when you stand at 7 foot tall, sometimes your body is your best weapon that you have out there on the floor.
UVA bigs are going to be a problem this year. Onienso has, quote, NBA instincts underneath. Be the Who's rim protector this year. 13 to shoot for Ryder, down 9. Flash Burton, who has been the guy for him so far. Drive, kick, turns it over. Malik Thomas to Mallerie. One more to White, the sharpshooter. No good. Oh, it's Mallerie right there for 2.
The effort, the hustle, the energy by the freshman. He's playing like he has something to lose out there. His instincts to get his hands on the basketball and near the basketball have been super incredible.
Got to be chills for Chance Mallerie. Grew up here in Charlottesville, went to high school less than a mile away, making plays like that. Getting the crowd amped. Burton to quiet him. Got it.
That was a parking lot 3 for Burton. Burton is having himself quite the first half here.
Well, we'll say it again for people who are just joining us. Chance Mallerie was the pick by several of these Virginia players to stand out, their sleeper pick early in the season. Thomas driving with 12, with contact not there, whistle, it'll stay. With 11:31 to go in the first. Chance Mallerie, the hometown kid, making plays at JPJ.
Three-point attempts.
Thought it was interesting too. That's the guys he wanted to recruit that could play in that system. That's down for Thijs De Ridder. He's got 6.
And that's just activity around the glass. Teammate misses it, but there to follow up on the play.
The pressure applied. Kepejinskas across the timeline. Flash Burton has 8 of the team's 10 points for Ryder. He's got the basketball.
Not a whole lot in this possession for Ryder. They're letting the shot clock get pretty dark and allowing for Flash to go to work. Kisses it off the glass.
So it's got to be Flash. They push again. UVA goes to Thomas. Not there. Pulled in McCabe. That'll be a jump. Possession arrow to Virginia. How about Flash Burton, Ty?
He's been so aggressive on the attack. Patient, doesn't have the first option, but is able to spin. Hey, it's nearly what? It's 7 o'clock. Bank's not open, but it was open for Flash Burton on that drive right there to the basket. 10 points already, 4 for 7 from the field. He has been the offense for Ryder.
Remember last year had that game-winning pass to take down Siena in the opening round of the MAC tournament. It's not there. This whistle, I believe, is going to be against Thijs De Ridder.
Yeah, calling him for the push-off down low, said that he cleared the space on Diallo, who was going for the rebound, had clear position to get it. Not totally a bad thing. You want your guys crashing the glass, and then on a foul like that, UVA has the opportunity to set up this full-court defensive pressure.
15 foul against Virginia. Ryder has 6. Bonus will ensue soon. Ryder's emerging star this year, Flash Burton with the basketball. The sophomore from Philly. Kepejinskas down low, short corner. Dallin Hall, nice play defensively. Cutting Cruz inside, scoring. Ryder cuts it to 6.
How about Kepejinskas, able to keep his dribble in the corner, did not panic when he was trapped, and able to find Cruz on the cut.
Thomas, the answer, full-time.
UVA, they needed that triple bad. They were 1 for 7 from deep up into that point where Thomas was able to drill it in for his first points as a hoop.
First of many. He's now 1 for 4 from the floor. Remember, was top 25 in Division I scoring last year. Cruz fadeaway J, not there, pulled in by Grunloh. Martin Carrere controlling, just entered. Grunloh triple from the key. It's one place Virginia has struggled a bit from the three-point line. Just 2 made out of 9 attempts. Entry pass, second foul now against Thijs De Ridder.
If you're De Ridder, you can't get caught behind the post player. That's how he picked up that foul right there. By that time, you see the entry pass is coming in. He should have just showed his hands and backed off, and seeing that that basketball was going to make it into the post one way or another. So that is his second personal foul. He's going to have to be careful going forward.
He's been a massive impact early. And I think Coach Odom is repeating what you just mentioned on our broadcast.
For certain. I mean, as someone who you want to keep out there on the floor, you can't pick up silly fouls like that.
Inbound, Diallo. Muhammad on his 5th school in 5 years is denied. Nice defense there by Grunloh. Hall in transition. Lewis has a step on the corner, and he'll shoot 2.
And you talk about that step by Lewis. It's very quick. Off the rip, he wasted no time, seeing that he had a seam on the baseline drive. Didn't find success with scoring it necessarily, but a trip to the free throw line for Lewis, where he was 0 for 2 earlier in the game. We will see if he's able to cash in on these ones.
And after this game, switch over to ACC Network, where Ryan Conwell and the 11th-ranked Louisville host South Carolina State. We'll wrap up the night with nothing but Net Crew at 11 Eastern. What a way to tip off the season on ACC Network and the ESPN app. 24-14, Virginia on top in Charlottesville. Kevin DiDomenico, Tykira Carter. And thanks for hanging out with us on college basketball opening night, a national holiday.
No, it most certainly is. Now, this is the smallest lineup that I think we've seen so far for UVA on the floor. Very guard heavy here, as Jakari White has just checked back into the game.
Johann Grunloh, the 7-footer, is on there, but yeah, guard heavy as you mentioned. Burton in trouble at the key. Nice D from Jakari White. Finds refuge in Wilson. It's back to Cruz with 5. Got to get one off. Zion Cruz, preseason 3rd team All-MAC, goes strong there. And an offensive board. Flash, who's been the guy, he'll shoot 3.
That's twice now that he's been fouled in the midst of shooting a jump shot, and that starts with Diallo, right? Saving the play and getting another second chance opportunity for Ryder. And exactly as we see it here, Thomas gets Burton as he's rising up into the air right on the arm. And so another opportunity for him to continue to add on to his evening, where Burton already has 10 points to lead all scorers.
Now, you mentioned Diallo. That's his 2nd offensive board.
And Diallo, he's been able to beat UVA to the boards because his feet aren't stopping down there. He has been very active.
Burton misses the first of 3. Flash Burton, 10 points, so the team's 14. From Philly, the sophomore hits the 2nd. Last year, he took over as the starting point guard for the final 10 games of the season. He said this year he's settled into a leadership role. The lights aren't as bright for number 11.
I think one of the most impressive things about Flash Burton as a rookie last season, he was 15th in the MAC in assist to turnover ratio. So that means, one, he values the basketball and understood the importance of when he was out there, he had to take care of his minutes and the possessions that he was getting.
That's a great point. Emerging here in 2025. Hall from the corner gets nothing there. It'll stay with Virginia up 8.
And that's a tough shot by Hall. He was coming off the curl in the corner. He never seemed to be fully set. He was leaning a bit on that 3-point shot. Seemed as though it was rushed.
Coach Odom told us today, Hall still learning how to score on his own. Able to dish the ball like no one else in the country. White, step back, triple. Offensive board, Lewis. The Toledo transfer. All the way back to Thomas. That's a foul every time. Antoine Wilson is who they get. That's 7 on Ryder.
And so now UVA, they'll have to take advantage of this. The next 8-10 left in this first half here, they will be going to the stripe due to the fact that they're now in the bonus. So we'll see, does the style of play change here, and understanding that they have an opportunity to get trips to the free throw line.
Malik Thomas hits the first. Here's more on Malik Thomas, the grad student from San Francisco.
Well, he was named to the preseason Jerry West Award, one of 20 players for the best shooting guard in the country. And you talk about what he's been able to do, a natural 3-level scorer. And he was one of the best, I would say, that UVA could get out of the transfer portal, where he averaged nearly 20 points per game last year in San Francisco. And
has emerged as, quote, the leader we need, says Coach Odom. Hits both, lead back to 10. Zion Cruz just 2 points, relatively quiet, 1 for 5 from the floor. It's been his guard counterpart, Flash Burton, taking care of business. Tough call against McCabe. He gets whistled. 7:55 to go. UVA up 10. Welcome back to Charlottesville. 26-16 your score, and the foul against Cole McCabe has been upgraded to a flagrant, Todd.
Yeah, McCabe on the wing. He was trying to swing through, create the space. Elbows above the shoulder, got Malik Thomas right across the face, holding his jaw on the rip through, reverses it, and he knocked Malik Thomas off of his ground. And so I think that was a great call by the refs, identifying, going in, reviewing it. And so Malik Thomas here will actually double foul. So McCabe is going to the free throw line to shoot.
Hold on a second. Cole McCabe is shooting, and they actually whistled Malik Thomas. And we'll get you answers here in a moment.
Yeah.
So they get Malik Thomas on a foul. Here's another look.
So Malik Thomas pushes up, has 2 hands on the ball, called it a cylinder foul for Thomas, intruding on the space of McCabe. So he actually was one stepping up to the free throw line to shoot. He's able to knock down both of them.
Interesting. Well, they went back and forth there. A long decision, long deliberation, and that's the result. UVA with the basketball. Mallerie the answer. Not there. Grunloh, the O board. Swing, Thomas inside, up and under. Try to put the spin on it, he'll shoot.
A tough take to the basket by Thomas, and the result of that is 10 offensive rebounds for UVA. They have been very heads up when it comes to crashing the boards. Thomas is able to put his head down, go to the right, flip it up. Can't get the bucket to go, but another trip to the free throw line here where UVA is shooting their 12th and 13th attempts at the free throw line. So that is a place where they have been living in this game to start.
UVA now just 7 for 12, though, from the stripe. Thomas good, 3 for 3.
And if I'm UVA, that's a formula. Continue to attack, knowing that you're going to be in the bonus the rest of the way. You knock down your free throws, it gives you that opportunity to press up.
That pressure applied. Mallerie checking Burton. McCabe kicks Cruz. Triple is there. Zion Cruz.
Zion Cruz, he's had a tough time getting it going, but that time, nothing but net from the outside.
The answer from Lewis. In and out, pulled in by Burton. Ryder down 7 with the basketball. Burton has 12 of the team's 21. Double team, skip pass, picked off by White. Jakari, watch out! He's whistled by McCabe, who is pumped up, but got a piece of Jakari White, the North Dakota State transfer.
Elite anticipation by Jakari White to jump into the passing lane and come up with that one. It only took him 4 dribbles to get up the floor and take flight to the basket, where UVA again, another trip to the free throw line. And Jakari White, he's been nothing but the Energizer Bunny coming off of the bench here.
Jakari White, the grad transfer from North Dakota State.
And man, made the Summit League defensive team in 2023 last season. Averaged 17 points per game, was able to light it up from the outside as a 40% three-point shooter. And I'm loving what I'm seeing out of him so far in this game with his activity on the defensive end of the floor and his knack for getting down on the offensive end quickly, but wasn't able to make his pair of free throws.
Grunloh is fouled inside. He'll shoot. Quickly back to Jakari White. An incredible finisher, and I think you made a good point defensively. Last year was one of the better defenders on the perimeter in the Summit League, and you've already seen that against Ryder today.
He has a level of instincts that is elite. There's no better way to put it about him, and he plays very fast. He's quick on his feet.
Grunloh's been a surprise too, a pleasant one for Virginia. They lead by 8. Johann, the 7-foot freshman from Germany, chose to come to UVA because of the tradition of winning. He said, this program, this coaching staff can turn me in to an NBA talent. Knocks down both.
I would say that's for sure. He also said he was excited about playing in a big gym with a lot of fans, but we're already seeing that here in the season opener.
Yeah, he's getting it. Great crowd. John Paul Jones Arena holds just under 15,000. You're definitely above 10 tonight. A great crowd for the season opener. That's White checking Cruz. Work, corner, Bynum. Doesn't catch the rim, but an offensive board and a strong one from Caleb Smith. He'll shoot 2.
There has to be more assertiveness by when the shot goes up for Ryder, that UVA, they have to block out. Now, granted, they've only given up 4 offensive rebounds, but seeing that Ryder has a total of 11 in this game, that's veering towards more than half of the boards that they have being offensive. And so as soon as a shot goes up, UVA, they have to block out, and that's a part of what has been keeping Ryder in this game, is the opportunities that they've been able to get on the boards.
Thijs De Ridder back in for Sam Lewis. Six points for De Ridder today. 3 for 4 from the floor. 3 offensive boards. That's the stat you circle there. Kepazhinskas comes in as well. Back end for Smith. It's going to sound crazy, but Ryder has a Georgia to Ryder pipeline. Caleb Smith is part of it. He's from Atlanta and a JUCO product. Went to Pratt, Garden City. Gets a big pair there. UVA Only up 7. This guy's been a force underneath. The take keeps on rolling.
And if it ain't broke, no need to fix it. If you're UVA, continue to pound the basketball on the inside. Ryder has yet to have an answer for the bigs down low. When they get the ball, they possess patience back to the basket and able to turn and face.
Whistle on that press. Let's take a look at the De Ridder bucket.
When he gets to that right shoulder, it has been game over. Able to elevate over top. Such a soft touch around the basket for De Ridder.
Johann Grunloh got a piece of that. See who they credit that with. Kepajinskas hits the first. After the foul against Chance Mallerie, who was whistled for his second. That was during the press. Fuller enters.
And we have to talk about the big difference maker in this game when it comes to the stripe. Now Ryder is 8 for 9 from the free throw line. Misses that one, but UVA, they've had 17 opportunities at the stripe, but they've only cashed in 10.
The jinx is very real, Ty. 5:44 to go. They work it, De Ridder, White, who's lethal from 3. Comes up short. I think Cruz got a piece. And a defensive board from the Bronx. Ryder pushing. Entry. Fuller. Didn't get to him. Grunloh, deflection.
And Grunloh, he was able to just show his hands, able to easily tap over top without breaking his plane of verticality on the defensive end of the floor.
Where to? Always flash Burton. Short corner. Whistle and a foul called. I think they got Dallin Hall.
Yeah.
His first.
Ryder has been living at the free throw line in these past couple possessions, and Burton has been solid for them from the stripe. He's currently 3 for 4. They're shooting 80% as a team, and that's a way to generate points with the clock stopped. You continue to find ways to get to the free throw line and make sure that you're cashing in.
Burton, this is the first. Well, during shoot-around today, Coach Baggett was pretty candid about the team's struggles during the shoot-around, during the practice, the walkthrough. He said, we need to be much better tonight at 7, and they're hanging in there with the preseason top 5 team in the ACC.
They've been very competitive. They've been talking on the floor, which I think has helped. They've been also switching from zone to man defense, and so they've been giving UVA different looks.
Doesn't matter for De Ridder. For a pair.
What a move, driving down the floor, middle of the lane, and again, getting to that spin. He's now up to 10 points.
Projected second-round pick in the NBA draft, went to college because, hey, maybe there's more earning potential.
Well, we're seeing it already.
Kepajinskas to Fuller at the key. Stop, go, inside. The trees are down there. He stepped on the baseline.
That was excellent defense by UVA on that possession to move their feet, be very active. One thing Ryder has been doing consistently is refusing the ball screen. So what do you do when you refuse the ball screens? You got to be able to get low and laterally slide. Great possession for UVA in showing that.
Entry, De Ridder. He's got 12.
No answer for the big guy thus far. He's showed that he can score off the dribble, creating for himself, but also being able to move without the basketball in his hands and allowing for his teammates to find him.
Big 4 minutes coming up here for Ryder. Trying to hang in there, stay in the game into the second half. Cruz was a preseason All-MAC player, but he gets it to Flash Burton, who's outperforming him today. Trying to draw the foul. Didn't get it. They push the pace to Hall. Skip Grunloh seeking entry. The BYU transfer Hall works inside. That was off of Ryder. 3:31 to go. Thijs De Ridder is a presence early. The 6'9", 22-year-old freshman showing off his move.
Ryder is challenging the out-of-bounds call at the 3:31 mark.
All right, so this is new to college basketball here in 2025-26. And let's take a look at the new rules here. So if this challenge is successful for Ryder, they will get another, but that is it. If it is unsuccessful, they forfeit their challenges, will not have another. And they're challenging here the out-of-bounds call, Takira.
Yeah, and we'll get a look at the out-of-bounds call. As you see, you can challenge at any time the out-of-bounds play. And so within that, Ryder, they're currently down by 11 points. I think Coach thought this was a good stopping point if they're able to win this challenge. And they might actually win. It looks like the ball is grasping out of bounds as it was making its way over to Jakari White by Hall. He's on the baseline, puts two hands on the basketball to try to get it to Jakari White. Now, the original play was that the basketball was touched by McNeil. What I'm seeing here is that Hall on the baseline drive to the left. You see the ball bouncing, the rotation, boom, boom, boom. By the in and the hash mark, it looks like the basketball touches out of bounds. And so I think this is going to be a successful challenge call here by Ryder, and it should be going the other way. So I think that was a good heads-up call by the coaches over there on the Ryder sideline. This isn't as a brilliant of an angle as we've seen of them, but those first two angles, I think I'm pretty right here. We're going to write it down if I'm going to be 1-0 and with this new challenge rule that we have in college basketball, because it definitely looks like the ball.
After review, the call on the floor will be reversed.
Look at that.
Ball will be Ryder ball. Ryder will retain the one remaining challenge for the game and will not be charged to timeout.
Takira 1 for 1.
Come on, give me some pound, give me some pound.
Put the stripes on her.
Don't do all that now. I don't want to ever ref. They have a very, what do we call the reffing job? I would say it is both bittersweet. It's a lot that comes along with being a ref.
Bill Covington, Anthony Eads, Randall Wells on the call.
But I'll have to say, job well done by Ryder to be able to identify that they wanted to look at that one being down by 11 points here with 3:31 left to go in the first half. And now they have a chance to cut it to a single-digit game.
You can also use that time as a timeout, right?
Oh, correct. And I'm pretty sure that they did that. It took quite some time for the refs, and they're still discussing something over there, but to go and review it. So they were trying to reset the shot clock as we're about to get back into the ball game.
So they do reset the shot clock, 30 on it, and Ryder gets a break. Trying to cut it back to single digits. Jameer McNeil, the freshman who's helping with the team's ball handling this year. It's improved because of that man right there, number 5 with it. Cruz working against White. Get space, pull up Jay, get him going. Zion Cruz, he's got 7.
That play starts with Diallo, though. What a screen. He completely wiped out Cruz's man. He was able to pull up at the free throw line, no one in sight, pure jump shot.
Yeah, that was Jakari White who took a hit, you can tell. Thomas for 3. Strong offensive board, Jakari White. Hall, he'll try one. That's strong as well. Third chance. That's been the fail-safe. But back to Thomas. No good. How about a fourth chance? Jakari White for three. Pulled in by Diallo. Wow. Ryder trails by 9. Burton gets tangled up, and the possession arrow is to Ryder.
Well, going into halftime, one thing Ryder will be talking about, the offensive rebounds. UVA has 14 of them in this game. They have more offensive rebounds than defensive. Just not able to capitalize on them, though, because they have been short with the 3-ball.
Something that Coach Baggett talked to us about during shoot-around. Cannot let them get too many offensive rebounds. That's happening. Ryder still staying in it, down 9. Flash Burton has been the guy. That continues. It's cut to 7.
Flash Burton has such a pure pull-up jump shot, and every time that he sees daylight, he's ready to pull.
He's got 15.
And Ryder, they're sticking true to this zone due to the fact that the Hoos, they're just 11% from the outside. It hasn't been a factor for them, this three-point shooting.
Taste of the old medicine for Virginia. No good for Grunloh. He'll take it himself and slam it home.
Oh no, Coach Baggett, he's not happy, but what a slam. And we're gonna head to timeout here as UVA is up 38-29.
Johann Grunloh has been an impact player for UVA so far throughout their first game. The 7-foot freshman. Look at this, Ty.
Now, would you believe that he's a rookie, the way he's able to follow up, put it on? All of Ryder's head, they were down low trying to stop and be rim protectors. Not today for the freshman 7-footer. That one got him hyped as he's talking to the camera, the crowd. I don't know who. But man, what a way to put an emphasis on the game when his team needed a basket desperately right there.
From Germany, played on the German U18 team and was a force in the middle. 4 blocks per game is what he averaged. Here comes Virginia's defense. Watch out below with Hall.
Such an unselfish play by Mallerie. Guard to guard on the break, able to get down the floor with the quickness. Hall with the lay.
Flash Burton with the basketball. He's got 15 of the team's 29. Left side, Cruz, who has 7. Big possession for Ryder. Smith turns the corner. Will stop the clock and shoot 2. UVA's defense, meanwhile, on display early, Ty.
Well, it's the way that they're jumping into the passing lanes, being first to get out, and then the pass in transition from Mallerie to Hall. Easy buckets in transition are key, and that is on display. The fastness, the pace, the quickness in which Coach Odom desires his team to play with.
Virginia 5 steals. Chance Mallerie got 2 of them. First one good from Caleb Smith. He's got 3 points.
And UVA, they found themselves in this fouling position because every ball handler for Ryder has been in attack zone, specifically off of curls. And they have been late to recover on these curls, and then it's resulting in the guard trailing the play, a big man having to step up in their place. And so that's something that they'll have to adjust in the second half.
Mallerie with speed will shoot off the foul against Cruz and just had a step coming downhill.
Now he looks like Flash, and I'm talking about the Marville character on that one, the way that he was able to just be so speedy down the floor. I blinked and he was already at the basket.
What a cool story, Chance Mallerie. Remember, he committed to Tony Bennett initially, decommitted when Tony Bennett retired. Odom kind of had to re-recruit this guy, and he was able to do so. Odom said it's hard to describe what this guy brings to the team because it's so many different things. Chance Mallerie, the freshman.
Well, certainly. I think the best word that coach used for the freshman is unique. Smallest on the floor, but has a tight handle, plays very physical, and another person who can step up and hit the three ball. We haven't seen it here just yet, but he has that in his bag and is able to cash in at the free throw line. And man, I have loved the type of aggression that Mallerie has played with thus far.
Got 4 points, chose to stay home over Tennessee, Villanova, Virginia Tech, Vanderbilt, Clemson, Miami. The list goes on and on. This is Smith, big touch, scores. How about Caleb Smith?
Yeah, he's been very good down the stretch here for Ryder in the first half, finding ways to get to the basket. 2 possessions ago, able to go to the free throw line, that time getting a paint touch, able to score the teardrop.
Mallerie can just about take this thing down and go with 11. Dallin Hall kicks. Mallerie.
He stepped out.
Yeah. With 4.3, Chance Mallerie turns it over, and Ryder will have a chance to cut it to single digits. Have to advance the ball.
Well, if I'm them, I'm trying to get the ball in the hands of Flash Burton, who leads all scorers in this game with 15. See if we can make some magic happen.
2.9 now. That was off of White. Probably better positioning now, but not enough time.
Especially with the full court pressure that UVA is putting on here.
It'll be Smith from half court. Too strong. Adrenaline running high in this building tonight. Today has been such a big part of the offense. Back underway. Tykira Carter, Kevin DiDomenico with you. 42-32. Virginia on top. And the first foul is charged to McCabe.
Well, the fouls definitely racked up in the first half, and it's carrying over to the second already for Ryder. That's their 13th foul of the game, but McCabe, that's 4 personal fouls for him, so he's going to have to come out, and not even a minute has ticked off the clock here.
Well, he's in the game right now. There's a 3-ball from the far corner. It's an offensive board from Thomas. Remember, McCabe sat a lot of the first half. He's a big part of this team. He sat because of those fouls. There's De Ridder dropping off for the other big, and it's Grunloh who will shoot.
And Diallo picked up that foul right there, and he's known for being a rim protector, trying to contest at the rim, but that was just a little too much right there. Drop coverage breaks the plane of verticality, and that's an easy foul to call, I would say, nearly every single time for the refs.
That has been a point of struggle for Virginia so far. They're 12 of 20 from the free throw line.
And they're up 10 right now, right? They make even half of these free throws. We're looking at maybe a 14, 16-point game here. And so they have to focus. And I can imagine at their next practice, it's going to be tons of free throw shooting to come.
Flash Burton with the basketball. He's the star for Ryder in the first half, 15 points. Leading all scorers. Thijs De Ridder has 12. He's second. Hats headed the other way.
Moving screen by Fuller. You have to wait for the guard, and it's usually a two-way street right there, but have to be set before you move on the screen. And so Fuller, he's not even fully making a fuss of it because he knew that he was not set.
Dallin Hall right side to Lewis. Malik Thomas. Relatively quiet so far, 7 points. Averaged 20 at San Francisco. Was top 25 Division I last year. This is down low to the freshman, Grunloh. Oh, puts it in.
And Grunloh, he was able to make something out of nothing with that possession. The ball, they never saw a reversal with it. It stayed on the left side of the floor the entirety of that possession. Yet, once they got that post touch, they were able to find success.
Ryder, stagnant offensive early in the second half. Got 5 to shoot. Burton's got to go. Burton's got to go right now. Runs out of time.
That is the first shot clock violation that we've seen in this game with that pressure defense by Virginia. Thomas, he knew that he could not give Flash Burton any room to breathe. If he did, he was going to be able to get a shot off. Great heads-up pressure defense by UVA.
Ryan Odom knows what this crowd brings when a shot clock violation comes. Talked about this earlier at shoot-around. He said, you get a shot clock violation, they'll get up for you. First of the day right there. Open look, Thomas on the offensive end. Continue to struggle from deep. It's going to stay. Virginia 2 for 20 from
Yeah, and you don't get a cleaner three-point look than Thomas had right there on the wing. The ball head went to the top of the key, back to Thomas where he was completely set, not a defender in sight. You just got to be ready to knock it down.
2 for 21. Thomas 1 for 5. Dallin Hall 1 for 4. This to improve that percentage. They do. Lewis led the MAC in three-point shooting percentage last year at Toledo. What an addition for Coach Odom.
Most certainly in the corner off the baseline inbounds play, was just ready to catch and shoot the basketball.
Miscommunication, and it's all Virginia second half.
And Diallo, he's telling Flash Burton, if you're going to make that jump pass, I'm 7 foot, throw it up, I'm going to get it at the rim. And if not, Flash, he has struggled to start the second half after having 15 points in the first half. I would have liked to see him take the floater in the lane right at the ACC logo.
These are things you learn, right? And that's one of the goals for Coach Baggett today, is to compete, show your toughness, and learn a little bit about your team. De Ridder, oh, he can do it all. That's from the short corner.
Coach Baggett, he's going to take a timeout here before this game gets far too gone and out ahead. But the atmosphere, it's jumping in Charlottesville as Virginia is leading this thing.
Coach Odom said pregame, we want our defense to be suffocating. It was a couple possessions ago.
And look at the pressure defense by Malik Thomas. He's all up in the grill of Flash Burton. Give me that. And that gets the crowd on their feet. Head taps across the board. They know what to do when there's a shot clock violation.
It's the first of the game. Virginia leading by 18. Applying that press regardless. That's Kepajinskas breaking it. Check by Hall. McCabe playing with 4. Handoff Cruz, triple from the key, catches nothing. He's going to hear it from this crowd.
And even though Cruz airballed on that possession, something UVA has to continue to be disciplined on is not allowing for him to even get that shot. A lot of space by Thomas as he went through the screen / handoff where Cruz was allowed to get the basketball back. So there's a two-way street of some learning there, but also ending the possession with the air ball going out of bounds. UVA has already scored 8 quick points in the second half.
After that, McCabe is out. Flash Burton back in, leading scorer. Hall has a step, kicks Thomas, triple right side. That's strong, it's pulled in by a leaping Cruz. Ryder trying to steady the waters. The entry and a foul on Onienso.
For Onienso, again, when UVA players get caught trying to defend from behind, it has resulted in a foul call more times than not. You want to try to front or let them catch and play straight up.
First look for Helterhoff. Leads to a trap. That's Burton finding a cutting Smith up and under. Shooting two coming up.
And I'm almost shocked there that Smith decided to go second side. It seemed as though the left was a clear path to an easy layup, but nonetheless able to draw the foul. Flash Burton able to break the trap, finding Smith on the opposite side of the floor. He goes up and under and gets smacked right on the head on the way up.
Caleb Smith has found his way to the line a couple of times tonight. 3 for 4 from the stripe. Shooting at the band, they impacted that time.
Yeah, it's a little different when you're on the side of the floor where you got the band in your face. They're holding up trumpets and all types of instruments, trying to cause some disruption. And there it is, Smith goes 0 for 2.
A rare 0 for 2 for Ryder, blocking foul on the other end. Smith pushing in, and it's charged to Kepajinskas. One of 3 scholarship freshmen on this team. What do you think?
Yeah, he's moving. He was never fully set or had established position. And Lewis was able to just dip his shoulder and use his frame to draw the foul.
16:10 to go, second half. Virginia was off to a bit of a slow start, led by 10 at the half. They've extended things here in the second half. Oh, they're gonna get Flash Burton here. It's gonna be his first. Ryder already up to 5 team fouls. Inbound to Thomas. Corner Hall. De Ridder, turnaround J, off the mark. Helterhoff finds Burton in transition. Flash to Caleb Smith. Helterhoff says, why not from the key? Well short, they'll get another chance. Burton on the drive. Can't finish, hauled in by De Ridder.
And that's a great take to the basket by Burton, but he got up in there with the trees and adjusted it and down the floor. Wow, De Ridder.
Trying to go coast to coast. This is Smith who throws it off of Thomas. With 15:15 to go. Up and down the floor they go. UVA of old is gone. (50-32). Virginia on top of Ryder. It's opening night in college basketball. Thanks for hanging out with us. Kevin DiDomenico and Tykira Carter. Pass inside. Oh, that was off a Cruz. It's headed the other way.
The 10th turnover of the game for Ryder, and it's been such a difference maker. UVA has 15 points off of turnovers here. And then in this game as a whole, Virginia has only committed 2 turnovers themselves, so they have found themselves really valuing the basketball.
Important for first-year head coach Ryan Odom, and impressive. Mallerie swings. Lewis. Nice defense by Ryder with 7 to shoot. Where's the bailout? It's going to have to come from Lewis.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely a foul.
Wow.
Oh, coach is not happy. You play 28 seconds of nearly, I would say, great defense, and then at the very last second commits a foul on a three-point shooter like Lewis to go to the free throw line. And again, that's another learning point early in the season. If you're going to play defense with intensity like that, you got to have awareness of the shot clock.
So the whistle was against Chris Kepajinskas. His third foul. Second one good from Lewis. It's the freshman, one of 3 scholarship freshmen on this Ryder team. Another newcomer. One of the many. 10 newcomers on this Ryder team. Put it back. De Ridder again.
And De Ridder, he helps bail out Lewis, who was only to make one of those 3 free throw attempts. First to the basketball, up and in for the layup.
Burton for 3. Air ball, but an offensive board with 5 to shoot. Smith turning, shooting, getting fouled by Lewis. Sam Lewis is whistled. That's his second.
Well, Lewis, he bit on the up fake from Smith. So at first he had solid defense going for him. And then Smith hit him with a little bit of a up fake hesitation. And that's where Lewis was no longer disciplined.
What do you make of Caleb Smith's game? He's been impressive. JUCO product.
Yeah, Caleb Smith, he's been able to find ways to score, whether at the free throw line, moves without the basketball in his hands very well. And I think that has to be a special characteristic from a JUCO player like himself, coming in and being adaptable.
Hey, these are the kind of things you learn in your season opener on the road against a Power 4 team if you're Coach Baggy. This is one thing he wanted to learn about guys like Caleb Smith from Garden City Community College.
And the road ahead, it continues to be tough for Ryder. They're going to play against Rutgers, Texas in 2025 national runners-up in Houston. So they have a schedule that's going to be full of learning. And then off the bench, Gertrude straight to the basket and one.
These fans have been waiting to hear this guy's name. Elijah Gertrude tore his ACL, was out all last year. Great to see him scoring a tough bucket. Redshirted due to that injury. Sidelined him for the whole season. Strong.
Man, I mean, the free throws, this is continuing.
Yeah.
I'm a little in awe of how they haven't been able to capitalize as a team.
Yeah, they're 14 at 25.
And it is a coach's dream to even get to the free throw line 25 times in a single game. With 13 minutes still left to go here, or a little over 13 in the second half.
Rejection inside. Ugo again. Deep 3, nothing there. Ryder's going to get a break. Hit off.
Yeah, it's gonna be Ryder's ball out of bounds. Shot clock should have reset.
Baggett making sure that that's the call.
Yeah, the ball definitely hit the rim.
No protest from UVA.
The protest here is Odom. He's mad. He wants his team to get those extra, or it's not even extra, but you gotta finish the possession with the basketball.
9th offensive board for the Bronx. Burton controlling, had 15 in the first half, nothing in the second half. Zion Cruz empty on that one. Corner triple, no good. That's Antoine Wilson. That's last touch by UVA. Ryder's gonna keep it.
And another play where Ryder ends the possession with getting their hands on the ball. Make that their 10th or 11th, actually, offensive rebound in this game.
Elterhoff, handoff Burton, turns the corner, pull up Jay. Nylon continues to roll. He's got 17.
We haven't said Flash Burton's name for quite a while in the second half. Well, that's because that's his first points here.
For Virginia, it's the North Dakota State transfer, Jakari White, swinging to Elijah Gertrude. Hall has been greedy from three. How about White from the corner?
Big time three-point make by Jakari White, who was able to float into the corner with ease. And again, we'll have to continue to emphasize the fact that he can knock it down from the outside with no issues.
0 for 5 before that shot. White's got 6. It's all UVA in half two. He can do it defensively too. Watch out below. Jakari White.
Now they're up 25 because they have had so much more assertiveness of getting proper ball movement. Everybody gets a touch on this possession. The ball goes from left to right, getting it back to the left where Jakari White is able to knock down the three-point shot. So they were able to balloon this lead to 25 points due to the unselfish play, not taking the very early shot, but looking to get that great shot with ball movement.
Yeah, good stuff, Ty. UVA's outscored Ryder 18-3 in the second half, and you kind of seen why.
Yeah, I think for this team, they've settled in more, and although they want to shoot more threes, generating the three-point shot has come in different looks in the second half, just due to not taking those tray balls so early into the shot clock.
Wilson on the dribble drive. He turns it over. Onienso. Now it's White, who had the three before the timeout. Oh, can't find the two there.
Is that not basket interference?
Goodness, somehow sneaks out. Entry, Shimani Fuller. Can't finish, but a nice move. This will stay. I think they get White. How close was this to going down?
Jakari White is able to cross over from left to right. Everybody's playing at the rim. Okay. Yeah.
In and out.
Maybe not. I thought Wilson had pulled down on the net, and that was what caused the ball to pop out.
Miscommunication. Game one error. Ryder commits another turnover.
And that's their 13th of the game. And anytime that I used to throw the ball like that, just straight out of bounds towards our bench, coach used to ask me, do you want to come and sit next to me over here with that type of mistake?
Is that what you're trying to tell me? Well, I think it's the massive contrast between turnovers. Ryder turned it over 13 times in their exhibition. UVA's only turned it over twice tonight.
Yeah, they have done such a great job of treating that basketball like it's gold. And when you have gold and you have rubies and you have pearls, you take care of it.
Mallerie catches, drives, lobs. Grunloh comes down with it. He is harassed and fouled by, I think he had Fuller there.
But you give it up to the big man because not at any point of him grabbing that basketball did he bring it down. Had he brought the basketball down. It would have been game over. The little guards would have came in there and wrapped it up, and we would have potentially saw a jump ball. So that's just strong for him.
Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, the ACC Huddle crew will be here in Charlottesville to get you ready for another full day of football with a 2-hour pregame show. They'll have game previews along with expert analysis and featured stories, all here on the ACC Network and the all-new ESPN app. Big news for UVA, and UVA football continue to rise. There's college football playoff talk in Charlottesville. Offensive board yet again leads to a Thomas look. Mallerie, who's it going to be? Hallett Hall from 3. Just shy. This is pulled in by Caleb Smith, who's had a good game.
Yeah, and I'm not mad at that shot. 3 passes to get it to Hall for the opportunity on the outside, and then solid defense to retain the possession.
Transition Thomas met with a double team. And that's excellent defense from Ryder, tying him up.
It was able to double down low, get the ball back, and we'll see if they can generate some offense on this possession, which has been very hard to come by for the Bronx in the second half.
Mallerie, the intensity, somehow that stays in. Ryder holds on with Smith, foul line extended. 15 to shoot. Crowd's loving it. They're used to this. Are they ever used to this? Circus shot from Kapajinskas is no good.
And it starts with the defense by the rookie Mallerie, and then a 3-pointer down. You bet! What hasn't De Ridder shown in this game? Knocking down the 3, 19 points for the freshman. The Who's have come alive in the second half. Trey ball up top.
Virginia, they're on a 9-0 run in the last 2 minutes, 44 seconds. The big men have been doing it all night, specifically in the second half.
It's been a freshman collision here for the Cavaliers. 19 points for De Ridder, 10 points for Grunloh. It has been nothing but efficiency for the big guys, and they have been playing off of one another. That's a special duo brewing.
Well, if you're a Virginia fan, I think it can take a lot of solace in the success of the bigs, and the guard play will come along. It's a hard foul delivered by Dallin Hall. Again, I think it's worth repeating here for Virginia. Just struggled from deep, right? 5 of 26 tonight. That will come along, but your bigs, it's such a good sign for what's to come in ACC play.
And Kevin, our anticipation tonight was to see the guard play really jump off the page, especially seeing that Thomas had led the Cavaliers in the exhibition game against Villanova, but a different story, and I think that speaks to matchups, right? Ryder is a smaller team, and so they're taking advantage of what their bigs can do on the down low.
One of their stretch guys, Devin Tillis, out tonight. I think it's opening some doors for those freshman bigs.
Most certainly.
Yeah, 64-35. Ryder has struggled, to say the least, in the second half. Smith denied. Gertrude making the play. Where to next? How about the freshman Mallerie? Down.
And Mallerie saw a little bit of daylight, just enough for him to take one dribble. His defender drop back and able to drop the three. And he is a player that gets going his motor off of the excitement of the atmosphere, the crowd as a whole. You can see he gets hype every time something good happens.
I think he's just having fun. He's
Yeah.
been in this crowd so many times as a fan. Grew up in Charlottesville, went to high school less than a mile away, and this is just, it's fun for him.
Oh, most certainly.
Tess taking it down the floor. They reset with Hall to the corner for Gertrude. Dallin, transfer from BYU. They swing. Mallerie. Oh, he wants another. He's got it.
I love it. Hits the triple on the left side of the floor. He says, hey, how about I try one on the right? His confidence is rising with each possession, and then right back at it on the defensive end of the floor where he's trying to cause havoc.
Selected by his teammates as the sleeper pick to explode game one. Boy, is he ever in the second half. He's got 10 on 2 threes.
Well, I say no sleeper here, and if so, you guys better wake up.
He woke the fans up in the second half. They got 2 to shoot. Smith on the drive. Excellent defense by Grunloh. The pace on display. Gertrude is strong. More pace. A.B. Koulibaly is rejected. And a foul called. Grunloh, the whistle.
I love how Coach Odom was able to get him to recommit to this school. It just shows the love in which he has for the place that he grew up in, Charlottesville, Virginia.
Yeah, was committed to Tony Bennett. Of course, Bennett retires. Odom convinces him to recommit. 1 for 2 for Ryder. Call, entry, De Ridder, spinning, scoring.
And what a pass from Hall to find De Ridder ducking in down low. It's been an impressive opening game for the freshman where he's now up to 21 points, 14 field goal attempts for him.
It's the most impressive part of his game.
I would say the fact that he is always ready to receive the basketball, and then when he gets it, he's decisive in his moves and what he's going to do with the rock in his hands.
He just got whistled for a foul. He can't believe it. And I think he might have a case. This is on the other end. De Ridder open.
You see the flash on the baseline. His hands were ready. He has been able to get to the spin back to the middle of the floor, shoot the hook on either side. And I love the fact that he's able to juice himself up at any moment in this game. Now, he's going to exit and go to the bench. I don't think it's going to be the last that we see of him with 6:35 left to go. But, man, something special has come of De Ridder with this UVA program already.
Yeah, you can tell this fan base loves him.
And he loves the rim.
Yeah. I think you make a good point right there. He has been the emerging player for UVA today.
He has such a knack for the basketball, and it comes with not desizing himself on the inside. He's playing up to, I would say, his ability and potential already.
22-year-old freshman from Belgium, a top international prospect for college basketball teams this year. Lewis is going to shoot too.
Lewis was able to keep his footing, not rise too soon yet. When he was able to get up in the air, draw the foul. And he's been to the free throw line already 7 times in this game, yet he's only been able to connect on 2 of them.
Part of the struggles. UVA now 16-28 from the stripe.
And sometimes that comes along with it when you're missing free throws early in the game. It's like a domino effect of bad. It trickles down to the team. I think we've seen a better adjustment from the free throw line for this squad in the second half, where they're taking their time, knocking you down.
Contagious like a bad flu.
Oh, man. It is flu season, all right, too.
McNeil, hands off. Helterhoff.
That's Williams with the ball, getting it to the corner. Just nothing coming of this offense for Ryder.
And 4 to shoot. Helterhoff. Turnaround. Jay is shy from the short corner. If you're just joining us, the second half is as lopsided as we've seen. 32-6. UVA's outscored Ryder. It'll continue.
That has been a beautiful display of basketball with that possession where Hall, we see guard, big, handoff, get it back, put it down low. Grunloh able to kiss it off the glass. I don't know if he's saying too small or count that with the finger movements. It doesn't matter. That is such a proficient way to score around the basket when you get your point guard to able to facilitate down low to the roller.
Or was he doing 6-7? I don't know.
Oh, that's the new trend. I like to call myself Auntie sometimes, and Auntie don't really know that one as well.
Yeah, Uncle Jason, sure. Helterhoff with 13. Looking for a cutting Williams, who turns the corner. Finds Coulibaly baseline, the true freshman. It's Helterhoff to finish.
Well, a much-needed basket to stop the bleeding.
Mallerie, I think, got fouled there on the touch and go. They get Davis Bynum. Virginia in the double bonus. Well, Chance Mallerie was the catalyst midway through the second half. 10 points, hit a couple of threes back-to-back.
Yeah, he's just been having a lot of fun out there. I think what I've enjoyed the most is watching him play so fast. I mean, he's very quick with the basketball in his hands and quick when it comes to deciding, am I going to score or am I going to pass to somebody else as well? His decision-making has been so pure in this game. So to come along with the fact that Mallerie has 11 points, he has also been secure in taking care of the basketball with only 1 turnover. That is a dream for a freshman who's playing the point guard position.
Well, we asked Coach Odom, what was the biggest challenge in the offseason in his first season as head coach at UVA? And he said, getting these guys together. We have 12 newcomers, so helping them learn how to play together. Thomas on the drive. Empty, but the follow.
Odienso, he's a lob threat, all right. And even though that wasn't a lob, the fact that he's able to hang around the basket and see it come off the rim, get up there, the 7-footer, that was as easy as it's going to come for him when it comes to putting that ball through the hoop.
Transfer from Kansas State, spent 2 seasons at Kentucky before that. One of the many transfers, the 7 on this Virginia team. But I told Coach Odom, I said, you've done such a good job at getting this team to play together early, of course, in 2025. And he said, no, it's all thanks to these players. They've taken it upon themselves to come together.
I think this is a group who, so far, and this is just from interpretation, right, but they like each other. And that's half the battle when you're playing on a team where they're smiling on the bench right now, and I would be too if I was up 79-41. But playing for each other is what makes, I would say, a team that could be good uphold themselves to being great. You want to win for one another.
Thomas Other end, he scores and snaps the scoring drought for Ryder.
And Jameer McNeil out of Cap May Courthouse, New Jersey, with a quick bucket. And so there's still things for Ryder to be able to try to emphasize in this game. And one of them is getting down the floor quickly so that they can put points on the board.
Ends up in the hands of Wilson on the drive. He'll shoot two.
And there goes that transition again for Ryder.
Yeah. And we'll see those two on the other side of our break.
Now, Ryan Odom, he's done a phenomenal job at all of his stops in college basketball. And this has to feel so sweet as a former UVA ball boy for their home games when he was younger. From ball boy to head coach, what a story.
His dad was an assistant from 82 to 89. He spent grades 3 through 10 here in Charlottesville. Well, you heard it. Learn to love the game here. Virginia basketball, they've exploded in the second half. Outscored Ryder 37 to 11.
And this was a first for them, seeing Jakari White coming out of the timeout, bringing the basketball up, and then just straight attack mode, where we saw more and more of that in the second half for the Cavaliers. There wasn't really a nature for settling for shots.
Shot the three much better, really struggled actually in the first half. We're 2 for 20 at one point from beyond the arc. Ugo, nothing on the first. Senior from Nigeria, 7'5" wingspan. That would have given him the 5th longest at the NBA Combine.
Crazy, and he has used his body well to be a rim protector so far in this game, showing his arms on defense, and then offensively as well. He serves as a big target down low.
Coulibaly, the freshman from Philly, had a couple options to play across the country. Wanted to stay as close as possible to home. Play at Ryder. He's got the basketball with 4. AB driving, has it stripped away by Lewis. Who's got it now? Back to Gertrude. Working one-on-one against Alessandro. Spinning. No. Offensive board. White, sharpshooter, scores.
When the reset is yourself, getting the rebound and able to take a couple of dribbles, we saw the shiftiness that came along with that three-point shot. White has been fun to watch here as well in his debut with the Cavaliers.
It'll be McNeil to shoot. Another guy who can be a force in MAC play for this Ryder team. Averaged 20 per game his senior season in high school just a year ago. Adds that ball handling ability for this Ryder team that helped him in the first half, breaking the press. Williams back in for Ryder. And how about Carter Lang?
Just one of the 3 returners for this UVA team from Charlottesville, able to get some run here. Just due to the fact that UVA was able to blow this one completely open in the second half.
Part of that St. Anne's Belfield conglomerate. Gertrude empty on the bunny. McNeil hands off D'Alessandro, who's a Charlottesville native. Went to Fork Union. And Wilson on the tough bucket.
That was a very nice job going to the basket for Wilson and having body control where he was able to shoot the ball off the glass quite easily.
Lewis fadeaway J is down. Might see a timeout here soon from Coach Odom to get some of those substitutes in waiting on the bench. One of them is kid Owen. Wilson, who had that last bucket, is rejected. Just long for Gertrude.
Yeah, overthrew him, but still, that only marks the 5th turnover for UVA.
All right, there he is, Owen Odom, the son of Ryan Odom. Team captain in high school. Moved all around, was born in Blacksburg when his dad was coaching at Virginia Tech.
And we can mark this as just another full circle moment here for Coach Ryan Odom, able to get his son in there.
Yeah, what a special night for Coach Odom and UVA. For Ryder, this may lead to more questions, but there were signs. It's D'Alessandro from deep, no good. Stolen away, McNeil. And they're going to count it. That'll be goaltending.
I would say for Ryder, they just lost their scoring steam in the second half. However, I give them a lot of credit because what we did not see from them is a die attitude. They continued to play hard, diving on the floor for loose balls. I would say picking each other up in the midst of adversity going up against UVA. And so though the score is not reflective of that, they played really hard in this first game of the season.
And what did Coach Baggett tell us during shoot-around today? He said, our goal tonight is to play as hard as we can.
Yeah, and I think they can put a check mark on that, and they've seen a number of guys check into the game, and there wasn't drop-off in the category of toughness, and there it is!
Owen Odom for a pair. Full circle night for head coach Ryan Odom. His kid scores in his first win at UVA back home. Man, what a moment. D'Alessandro. The Charlottesville native hits the deep three for a silver lining.